boys and girls. Oh my goodness, do I have a treat for you guys. First of all, it is release day. And Joss and Zuri, they're already used to me, so they know I sing when I get excited or what have you. But guys, we get to celebrate with two amazing Harlequin design authors. We have Joss Wood and Zuri Day hanging out with us. Hey ladies, how you doing?
Hello.
One love to everyone.
I love it. I love it. Now, Joss, you have to remind us because you know it's midday here on the East Coast. What time is it where you are?
It's wine time.
It's wine time. Zuri, oh my goodness! What it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Well, it's 8 o'clock where I am. So
I love it. I love
very
it.
dark. So I promise you, I'm not drinking at midday.
I love it. So we have Joss Wood hanging out with us and the lovely Zuri Day. Of course, you know, we're having a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful Zuri Day hanging out with her too. And so guys, this is their release day as well. And so for Zuri, we have Inconvenient Attraction. And of course, Joss, I have yours on my lovely Kindle, which I probably should have had up already because both of you guys have some amazing covers. And so that's where I actually want to start. Zuri and Joss, can y'all tell us a little bit about these covers? They are amazing.
Well, I
Thank
have to
you
say,
so much.
Go for it, Zuri. You go.
Well, you know, I must tell you that the Desire team at Harlequin are one of the best design teams literally in the game. They put so much time and attention into the actual storyline and into what is happening. So there is a huge, which you'll learn a little bit more about it, but there is a huge social event that takes place in Inconvenient Attraction, and it includes a dance at this very upscale, uber exclusive country club. And that is what you see on the cover. You see the hero, Caden Barker, dancing with the heroine, Avery Gray. And they just did a fabulous job. I love it.
They did. I love it too. And it's one of those covers that, you know, as soon as you see it, it's very eye-catching. And she is stunning in that gown as well.
And I also love that because she's not a size 2. And I love that they reflected that in the cover because beautiful women come in all sizes. And I so appreciate that they reflected because she has challenges. Her weight goes up and down, you know, she has to put the Spanx on and all of that kind of stuff.
Look, Zuri, real life, right?
And so they made her so beautiful as she really is. So I love it.
I love it. I love it. And Joss, please tell us about this lovely cover. She has on an amazing gown as well, but just the backdrop of her standing on that balcony as well is gorgeous. Tell us a little bit about your cover.
I was actually quite surprised because Harlequin don't often put the heroines by themselves on the front covers, which was quite surprising. They have done quite a few of the heroes, but not so many of the heroines. And I mean, this is also at a ball that takes place at the Texas Cattlemen's Club. So it's the second in the series of Texas Cattlemen's Club. And it's called, it's Fathers and Sons. Goodness me, I hope it's called Fathers and Sons and not the heir apparent, which is what I did the last time. It's one of the two. I think it's Fathers and Sons. And she's young, but she's quite kick-ass. And I love her. I think she's great. And I love the cover. I love every cover I've received lately. I keep telling them they must think I'm a pain in the ass, but I keep tweeting at Harlequin saying, I love your covers, I love your art department. So I'm their biggest fan.
I love it too. Look, well, you can tell them, Joss, you can tell them that your readers are loving the covers as well.
Yeah.
So that way they won't think it's just you. Let them know that your readers are definitely loving the covers, and the same thing with you, Zuri Day. And we have individuals that are giving you guys some love out there. We have Veronica. She says, Zuri, I just got Inconvenient Attraction. Can't wait to read it. We have Lynn hanging out with us. She said, good afternoon, everyone, as well. Tiffany's just giving some cover love. She said they are really doing a great job this year with the covers as well. So I know you guys, in telling me or telling us a little bit about these particular covers, you were sharing a little bit about the particular books. And Zuri, I'll start with you because this is actually the beginning of a new series for you. Is that correct?
You know, this is interesting. It's kind of like a prequel to a new series, if you will.
Okay.
It's introducing a new series, but not actually a part of the new series. It's introducing a new city, a fictitious town, and a new family, the Eddingtons. This particular book, however, is about Caden Barker, who is one of the Eddington brothers, Jake's best friend. He's actually Jake's brother from another mother. So he's very intricately involved with the Eddingtons, but his story stands alone. It's actually a wonderful and for me kind of different thing that they did to kind of have a single introducing a series and then the series jumping off next year.
I love that. I love that. And Joss, tell us a little bit, because this is the Texas Cattlemen, but it is father and son. So you was correct with that. This is book 2. Tell us about that experience in writing with, everybody loved the Texas Cattlemen series or what have you, but this is book 2 with the father and son series or what have you. Tell us a little bit about that and being the second book in this series.
So without getting any spoilers, the book starts off with Haley, my heroine, finding a baby on a car in a hospital parking lot. And when I got the Bible for this book, I realized that the heroine was quite a bit younger than the hero. I think there's like 14 years difference between them, or 12 years. I mean, it's quite a big gap. And she's only 24. And I went, I've just written a 10 years older heroine, and I've got to write a 10 years younger one. And I don't know if I can do this because I don't write young heroines. So I decided right from the beginning that she was going to kick ass, like big time. And this is probably, I was really not particularly looking forward to this. I thought, and I absolutely adored writing this book. It just, one of those books that just flew from my pen and got taken through without any revisions. It was just one of those stunning books that I loved right from the beginning. And so Haley comes from a very, very wealthy family, but she's walked away from their wealth and is a sheriff's deputy. She is starting her doing a law degree, and she's determined to basically help people in the rural Texas community. And Jackson Michaels. I'm not very good at this. You can tell. Jackson is just, he's a real estate developer, and he is, hello, Ola, and he doesn't take any grief either. And the feistiness and they argue all the time, and there is a total butting of heads. But she gives as good as she gets, and this older guy is not going to boss her around, and I loved it. So basically, it just takes them through how they navigate that older relationship. And I kind of turn it on its head a little bit, but I don't want to give any spoilers. But I loved it. I loved the book.
And guys, let me just tell you, get ready. And one of the things that I actually wrote down, Joss, I was like, oh my goodness, Haley, she is my kind of boss chick. She's going to rule the world one day, that girl. Yes. And guys, let me just tell you, and Joss doesn't know because I hadn't told her, Joss, you had me from the first page with Haley. I was like, oh yeah, that's my girl.
she really doesn't take any crap at
all.
I
love it. I love
She's
it.
Great. I love her.
So
she's
guys,
what I wish I was at 24, to be honest. That's what I wrote. That's the girl I wish I was at 24.
Exactly. Guys, you are in for a treat. This is Joss Wood, How to Handle a Heartbreaker by Joss Wood. Today is release day. So we are actually having a release day celebration with both her and Zuri, Inconvenient Attraction. So Zuri, you're up next. Tell us a little bit about Inconvenient Attraction. And I know we were talking about Joss's heroine, Haley. Tell us a little bit about this young lady. Is it Kaden Baker?
It well, the heroine
Kaden
is
and Avery.
Avery. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The heroine is Avery, and Avery has had her share of heartbreak. Avery is not your typical heroine that is often seen in romance novels, in that she's not your size two. She is has not had a lot of success in her romantic relationships, but one of the things that she is very successful in and very confident in is her professional life. She is an event planner who hopes to one day open her own event planning business. And as the book opens, she has just landed a dream job that is poised to set her up for that business if handled correctly, because she has landed the position as assistant director of events for the Uber exclusive Point du Sable Country Club in the fictitious town of Point du Sable. And it's actually probably Sable, but I like Sable. And the Point du Sable, the city of Point du Sable is a fictitious town located just outside of Chicago, Illinois. And because she has had so much success professionally, it gives her the confidence to go forward. So when she meets Caden Barker, who she actually remembers from high school, he was a few years older than her. So he was the man about town. He and Jake, his brother from another mother, he and Jake were like the man, when they were in high school. And Avery was like the underclassman who just admired him from afar. You know what I mean? So when she sees him again, he doesn't even, think of her twice or look at her twice, but she knows who he is. So she covers up the insecurity that she feels as a woman who feels like she's probably not in his league at all, with her professionalism, because that is where she shines. So that is kind of the dynamic that exists between them, and it is further enhanced, that kind of tension, if you will, by their first meeting. And this isn't a spoiler, it's actually on the back cover copy, but it's when they run into each other, literally. On the front page, the first page, they run into each other literally as Caden is on his way to meet his mentor for one of the most important meetings of his life. And he's driving his brand new, customized, sporty, one-of-a-kind cars. And Avery is driving her grandparents' tanker. So their meeting is explosive, to say the least.
Oh my goodness, guys. Just
awesome.
Listening to Joss and Zuri. I mean, you have Haley, you have Avery, or what have you. And guys, if you have not picked up a copy, both are available in ebook and print copy. Oh my goodness, you do not want to wait. You want to get a copy of both books. And so, Joss, I want to ask you, let's talk about Jackson a little bit. When you think of Jackson, what are some words that come to mind to describe him?
I'm driven. He's very driven. He appreciates Haley's gorgeous, but I think he appreciates her mind and her quickness and her wit and her ability to be independent more than he's a man after all, but he likes her body, but let's be honest, but he really does like her mind. And he's a bit flummoxed by the fact that he's attracted to this woman who's so much younger than him, but just doesn't take any grief from him. And he likes that. He doesn't like women who lie down and ask him to scratch their tummy type of thing. So he's driven. He's a bit of a loner. very determined and very loyal. I think it's one of the things of the book is he is very, very caring of his friends and his family. And I love that. I love the interactions between his friends and the people in Royal, where obviously the TCC, Texas Cattlemen's Club series is set. So he's great. I love him. Not quite as much as I love Haley, but I do love him.
I love it. I love it. And Zuri, I definitely want you to share a little bit about the words that come to mind to describe Caden as well. And then Zuri, and Joss, if you have your snippet ready, I'll let you start preparing that as Zuri is telling us about the one and only Caden Baker.
Caden Barker. Even though I realize I won't say, I'll see if the readers catch it. But anyway, what I love about Caden is that he did not grow up, with a silver spoon in his mouth. Caden actually grew up in a very impoverished neighborhood. He is the son of a single mother. He actually meets Jake at the Boys and Girls Club, where he used to go every afternoon for something to do. And Jake's father, Derek Eddington, is on the board, and he used to volunteer to help mentor some of the young men in the Chicago areas, in the not so nice areas of Chicago. That's actually where Caden comes into contact with Jake, who used to actually go there with his father. So Caden had to overcome a lot in order to be where he is. He enters the Tawny community of Point du Sable when he and Jake become such great friends, and Caden's home life becomes so unbearable that the time that he ends up spending at the Eddington mansion becomes permanent. He is invited to move in. They fix up an area over one of the garages and gives him his own place. And at 15 years old, and that is where he kind of begins to become more into his own. Now, Caden is a very handsome man. He has athletic prowess. He's always had a sort of innate confidence about him that having a mentor like Derek only brings out. But what I love about it is that even though he is in this rarefied air now, he knows what it's like to not have anything. He knows what it's like to struggle. He knows what it's like to suffer. And so he appreciates everything he has. He's a hard worker. He's very smart. He values loyalty and friendship and family above all else. Okay, so if anyone would lie to him, he doesn't suffer liars. He doesn't suffer betrayals. Like, it's like the worst thing that you can do to him. So he has this strong alpha exterior, but there's a sensitivity inside of him because of his childhood experiences that really makes him a balanced hero. And I must say that I really enjoyed writing Caden, because there are moments that those vulnerabilities and insecurities are exposed.
I love it. I love it. Joss, are you ready?
I am. I just actually just changed it because there's so many lovely pieces that I love, and I thought I need to read this. So Haley has just stopped Jackson doing an illegal speed turn at 6:00 in the morning in Royal, Texas. And remember that she's a police deputy. License and registration, please. Officer Lopez, you're a lovely sight first thing in the morning. Haley bent down to look into Texas blue-bonnet eyes and sighed. Jackson Michaels. Of course it was. Mr. Michaels, you did a U-turn back there. I forgot some important papers and there wasn't a car on the road. The road was empty, so the rules don't apply argument. Haley looked down, saw that he was holding an overlarge Texas-sized coffee mug, and reminded herself that she wasn't allowed to appropriate anyone's coffee. Damn it. Haley stepped back as he opened the door and exited his stupidly expensive vehicle, coffee cup in his hand. She wasn't sure what to focus on. His clean-shaven face, his big body in a dark grey Hugo Boss suit, or his fabulous car. For the first time, she wished she wasn't wearing her cop uniform, that her hair wasn't scraped back into its usual bun, and that she'd remembered to swipe on some lip gloss or some mascara. She liked her uniform, liked the authority it gave her. but it wasn't sexy, and for some asinine reason, she wanted Jackson Michaels to look at her as a woman and not as a law enforcement officer. But a law enforcement officer she was, and she would be until she passed the bar exam. Jackson snapped his fingers in front of her face, and Haley blinked, trying to remember where she had lost the conversation. Had she asked him for his documents yet? Are you still half asleep, Haley? She should tell him to call her Officer Lopez, but she didn't have the energy. I was up until about 2 studying, and I've run out of coffee at home, so I'm not firing on all cylinders yet, she admitted. Jackson held out his mug to her. I'm happy to share. She shouldn't. It wasn't professional. But coffee was her happy, make her human juice. You're not going to get out of a ticket by peddling my favorite drug, Michaels. Jackson's laughter heated her from the inside out and made her lady part sit up and pay attention. It never occurred to me. Liar, Haley thought, taking his big mug.
There you have it, boys and girls. How to Handle a Heartbreaker by Joss Woods. It is release day on today, guys. We are super duper excited. I am showing you this amazing cover. This is the Kindle version, and it is available in print as well. Miss Zuri Day, are you ready with the snippets of Inconvenient Attraction?
I am, and like Joss said, there were so many just wonderful little moments, but set this one up a little bit because as the back cover lets the reader know that the way that Caden and Avery meet is literally in an accident. And at the time of this accident, he is on his way to meet his mentor, where he learns he is to organize what will be for him one of the most important charity events of his life, one that determines whether or not he will be accepted into this prestigious organization that boasts some of the most influential businessmen in the world. And it just so happens that the place where he wants to have this meeting, the Point du Sabol Country Club, is where Avery has just been hired less than a month ago as the assistant director. Unfortunately for her, the day of this meeting, her boss goes into premature labor, and Avery is unexpectedly thrust into handling her first potential client. And you can take one guess, and you'll be right on who that is. It's Caden Barker. The next several minutes were a blur. Securing a wheelchair, planning an event that didn't include the front of the club. Even in an emergency like this, decorum was everything. Every stiff neck and aching body were forgotten. By the time Maggie had been secured in Charlotte's car and Avery headed back inside, she almost felt normal. Stopping to use the restroom on the way to the office, she recalled Charlotte mentioning a 1 o'clock appointment that had just been set up. Did she mention her name? Avery looked at her watch. Her eyes widened. At 12:56, it didn't matter who was coming, just that she was there to greet them and show them the type of hospitality for which the Point was known. Too late, she wished she'd thought to grab her purse to add powder and lipstick. 12:59. No time for that. It was showtime. With the office assistant seen serving as Maggie's temporary taxi, Avery bypassed her office door and continued to the executive office lobby to greet her first solo client. Just before rounding the corner, she replaced her pained grimace with the smile she hoped was somewhat convincing. She squared her shoulders to meet and already determined successfully land her first client for the Point. Good afternoon, she said to the broad shoulders of the well-built looking man looking out of the area's floor-to-ceiling windows at the perfectly landscaped award-winning golf course. The guest turned around. Avery knew immediately that she was in trouble. The same hazel gray eyes darkened with anger that seared into her following the accident, that had haunted both her sleep and waking hours since, were once again gazing upon her intently, infused with surprise and a bit of confusion. Avery? Caden Barker. Avery hid the fact that she'd been surprised behind a casual chuckle and an outstretched hand. We meet again, a bit less violently this time, I hope. What are you doing here? I work here. Her eyes went to the bandage on his forehead. How's that cut? Healing. Caden frowned, a look that Avery decided was quite delicious, as were the plump lips now telegraphing his displeasure. Not at all the train of thought she should be riding right now. My appointment is with Maggie Sutton. Are you her assistant? Avery handled what sounded like a pointed dig with calm features intact. I am the assistant director of events for the Point. Miss Sutton, the director, had an unexpected medical emergency. I hope she's okay. She will be in about 3 months. Caden's response was a raised brow. I'll explain in my office. Excuse me for a quick moment. She walked over to deliver a message to the receptionist, then returned to where Caden was standing. Are you ready? I'm here, aren't I? Avery heard the slight chagrin in Caden's voice, but ignored it. The question was rather benign. She may have appeared as cool as an Alaskan glacier, but inside her nerves jangled. Her head still pounded, and the pain in her neck now ran down one arm. On top of that, she was just as shocked at seeing him as he was her. But the last thing she could do was to reveal her discomfort or show how his presence affected her. Right this way. She crossed the marble-tiled floor and entered a carpeted hallway, trying to walk as if she weren't a close candidate for an appearance on The Walking Dead. They reached the double doors leading to the event planning office. How are you doing? Caden asked from behind her. Avery turned her whole body to answer him. She had no choice. Her neck now refused all mental commands. I'm okay. Why do you ask? You walk as though you're a little stiff, which wouldn't be at all surprising, even in that tank you were driving. Avery gripped her neck. Oh, don't make me laugh. It was quite a collision. My new customized car, driven less than a month, may be totaled. Trust me, there's nothing funny about what happened yesterday. Again, I'm very sorry. I wish there was something more I could do. Caden waved away her statement. Cars can be replaced. I'll get over it. She retrieved a tablet from her desk and walked to a table that sat in the corner and motioned for Caden to take one of the 2 seats. I'm not sure you knew, but Maggie is expecting her second child. She's gone into premature labor. That's why I'm handling this appointment and will be in charge of whatever you have in mind to take place here. Damn, Caden said. It seems I can't get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I
So
love
fun.
it. Oh my goodness. What'd you say, Joss?
I said it's such fun.
I look, and when I'm thinking about both of them between Haley and Avery, both of them can definitely handle their own and seem like they were such fun characters to write for both of you or what have you. What did you enjoy about writing this particular book? And I'll start with you, Joss.
I love writing the Texas Cattlemen Club books. I really do. I adore writing them. They're such fun. And I love the fact that I've got to explore something different that I wouldn't really write. So, which is a younger character. And it actually was just surprisingly just such fun. And I have to say, in that scene with Haley, Jackson gets a hell of a ticket for doing a U-turn, I have to tell you. And he steals his coffee. So, she walks away with his coffee as well. So he's like he came second best on that one. So and that's just who she is. And I just love that. And I loved exploring these 2 different characters. And you know what? I loved having the Texas Cattlemen's Club give you a basic outline as the Bible. And that's fun to do sometimes. So yeah, it was, I love my job. It's just such fun. And I mean, who gets to do what they're passionate about every day? So I'm just deeply grateful. I just love writing. I just love making stories.
And Joss, I love the fact that she was a woman in uniform that was packing, and she was going to school to get her law degree. I was like, okay, I told you she was my kind of boss chick. You won me over on page 1 with her.
And you know what? She comes from one of the richest families in Texas.
So exactly.
It would have been very easy for her to actually have sat back and just let her elder brothers and her father look after her, which is what they desperately want to do. And
I like the conversation she was having with herself, like, but she was like, no, never. I'm going to be independent. I shall not do that.
And I love the fact that at the end she could reconcile herself she could find a way through. She didn't give up all her independence. And Jackson understood that about her. He understood that it was really important for her to be who she was. And to the extent that he was even prepared to take a bit of a backseat to her, to let her fly. And I love that about him. Actually, I think I'm a lot more in love with him than I realized. I've forgotten. But I have a lot of book boyfriends. I mean, it's great. I fall in love every month. It's marvelous. It's the best job.
I love that. Oh my goodness. And Zuri, tell us a little bit about what you enjoyed about writing Inconvenient Attraction.
Well, I want to just second what Josh said about being so grateful to do what you love as your, occupation or what have you. It is such a blessing. And for someone like me who has, an unlimited amount of characters in her head, it it actually works out very well. I often say if I wasn't a writer, I'd probably be in a straitjacket for all of these people that are always talking to me.
I hear you, sister.
What I always love about a new series is just the journey of venturing into the unknown, of actually going past the fear of the blank page and the totally empty canvas and coming up, building from scratch, stone upon stone, what this series, this town, this story, this world that we're creating is going to entail. It was my first, or is my first series. I say was because I'm already on to another series, but it is my first series based in Chicago, a city that I've visited many, many times, but don't know very well intimately the way you need to know a town when you're writing about being in it. And so I enjoy the research process of learning more about Chicago. And I actually found out with my last series, the Sin City Secret series, how much I enjoy creating my own towns. And so I really loved creating Point du Sabal, which is a very exclusive conclave right outside of Chicago, because it gives me the ability to kind of write a small town story and a big city story in the same book. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to pull from both energies. And so I was really excited about putting the backdrop of that wealthy background, the billionaire Eddingtons, with regular people such as the family and the atmosphere that Caden comes from, to balance those things out. And the fact that Jake, someone who is so privileged and upscale and all of that, can befriend someone like a Caden to the point where they become brothers for life is an important lesson. The one constant in Zuri Day novels is, even though it's romance, I always like my storyline to address real life issues. And that is able to happen here in multiple capacities. The readers will meet Caden's mom, who's a nurse. They'll come into contact with, the challenges of being a single mom and things like that. So I always want, even though these are billionaires, I always want storyline nuggets that the average reader can put themselves in the place of, that you can actually relate to and say that could actually happen to me. So there's so many things I loved besides what I mentioned about this series, The Eddington Heirs. And I can't wait to share with my readers, to talk with them, to have the book discussions, and to find out if what I love about them is what they love as well.
I love it. I love it. And guys, if you are just joining us, I am just super duper excited because I get to hang out with Josh Wood and Zuri Day on release day. How exciting is that, boys and girls? And so both of them have a release. Josh has How to Handle a Heartbreaker, and Zuri Day has Inconvenient Attraction. Both are available on today, print copy and ebook copy as well. And of course, ladies, we have to play a round of this or that on the cafe. And this will kind of be like a mixture of like fall edition or whatever. It'll be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. How about that? Are you guys ready? So I'll start, and then Joss, you answer, and then Zuri, you answer, and we'll just go back and forth. Would that work for everybody?
I got it. Let's go.
Okay, look, we have Lynn says that she has a whole 7-day of vacation coming up devoted to series reading. I love it.
So,
Okay.
Angela, can I just say that, sorry, just before we carry on, just I say that this is part of the Texas Cattlemen's Club, but it can be read alone. You don't need to read the other Texas Cattlemen's Club books to actually enjoy this book. Obviously, if you do, it's a lot more fun because there actually are elements that carry through, but you can read it very much alone, and it's just a fun read on its own. So don't feel pressurized to have read all the other books, well, the other one book before it.
So, guys, you've heard it here. You can read How to Handle a Heartbreaker as a standalone book as well. Thank you so much, Joss. Okay, guys, first up, do you guys say glass half full or glass half empty? And I would ask Joss while you were drinking, right? I promise you I didn't do it on purpose.
It's nearly empty, but it's always a glass half full.
All right.
It's always a glass half full. I always choose positivity if I possibly can.
Same here.
I love it.
Always have
love it. Okay. Next up, podcast or audiobook. What say ye?
I love them both. Go for it, Zuri.
Well, I love both. That's a toss up for me, but I guess believe it or not, I would say podcast because that is something that is really engaging of different ideas and thoughts I don't have, and I can always read the book instead of the audible.
She's got a point.
I love it. Okay, guys, this one is camping or glamping?
Camping every single time. I'm a get rough and dirty girl. I'm very happy to put up a tent and lie on the floor. In fact, my husband and I have done some incredible trips into Africa in the absolute wild, where elephants walk through our campsite and lions and all sorts of things. So yeah, we're very the camping. I'm not very glamorous. I've just got lipstick on, for goodness sake. I mean, really, that's like the most I do.
Well, as a former Girl Scout, I would be remiss to tell you that I can do one heck of a job camping. Okay, I can start my fire in a coffee can. I can do all of that. And I also grew up with, spent a lot of time on my grandparents' farm, running around barefoot. So I can definitely do the camping, but I definitely prefer the glamping.
Apparently, I can't drink wine because I'm spilling it everywhere. Just in case you wanted to know. Wow, I was acting like an idiot. Okay. What? It was only half a glass, I promise.
Joss, this next one is for you. It was going to be coffee or tea, but of course, because I have Joss, it has to be coffee, tea, or something stronger.
It's coffee, tea. It's coffee and wine. It's the two food groups, and it's perfectly balanced, okay? And chocolate. Perfectly balanced.
Oh, chocolate. Yes, we got to add chocolate in there. Zuri, what about you?
Well,
coffee,
speaking of balance, and I think that my Libra personality is coming out here because I really like coffee and tea equally. Some mornings I have coffee, some mornings I have tea, and especially in the evening, I prefer tea, like a chamomile or something that's a bit more calming. Like right now, though, because I've got like so much writing to do, I'm doing coffee. If I did wine, it would be over, Joyce.
Well, it is 8:00, and I will be going to bed reasonably soon.
You are allowed.
You are
what
allowed.
About you?
I am team tea. I am team tea. Hot lemon tea is my favorite. Oh my goodness! And then I do love from Starbucks. They have the iced hot tea latte. Oh my goodness. I'm like so addicted. It's like my treat when I go to Starbucks or what have you. And I've heard that you can get it hot, but I've only had it cold. So if I do hot, it's the hot lemon tea. Now, I love coffee, but coffee don't love me. So I can't engage the way that I like to in coffee. So yeah, but even when I drink coffee, Joss, you don't open up a can of worms. It's down to a science. Like it has to, I'm team light skin. Like my coffee has to look a certain way. It has to have like hazelnut creamer. in it or what have you. And it's a whole science. So most of the time I have to make my own coffee because it has to look and taste a certain way.
So you tea drinkers out here, here's a little piece of interesting information. We export a product which is called rooibos tea, which is actually made from a bush, but it's actually one of the highest antioxidants in the world. And it's incredibly popular. And I don't drink it, but okay then. But it is. It's very good for you. And apparently it's lovely tea.
Nice.
But I don't drink tea.
Oh, wow.
So, rooibos. I'll put it on Facebook and you guys can maybe look for it wherever you are.
Okay,
It'll be exclusive.
Please
Right.
do.
Really
Please do. Because I
at
actually
the
do
cafe,
drink
it's kind of mixed at the cafe. Like we got the team tea, we got the team coffee. So yeah, we would definitely love to hear and see that for that particular tea as well.
I
So
would
thanks for sharing,
definitely
Joss.
like that. I would definitely like that. One of the things about tea that I love is that it is such a medicine. It does have such a medicinal quality. I mean, I have eucalyptus tea, I have echinacea tea, I have pau d'arco tea. I mean, there's really, just the other day I had like a scratchy throat and everything, and I drank some pau d'arco tea, and seriously, like literally, I would say like not even 2 hours, and it was totally gone. So yes, Joss, I'll be looking for that on Facebook.
I will tell you. I have to laugh though, because Angela apparently is complicated and Ola is my mate. I just have to tell you. We're sisters. Coffee girl. If she drinks wine, I might just marry her.
And then let's see, we have lemon ginger tea is healthy. That was from Lynn as well too. So okay, last one for you guys. Let's see, road trip or airplane. Joss, are you road trip? Are you get into the car, pack the bags? Let's rough it.
Don't ask me to choose. That's like asking me to choose.
But remember, it's all things according to you and Zuri, so you can say both. It's all about what you say.
Well, I will tell you, I'll go first. Then road trip all the way. Road trip. I love planes. They get you there faster, but I grew up taking road trips with my family, and I love driving cross country and actually having intimate connection with all of the cities and all of the different energies and the towns and the beauty and the way things change. I recently did a road trip driving from California to Kansas and going through Utah, the beauty of Arizona, and then down through Nevada, across Colorado, the mountains. Road trip, without a doubt.
I get it. The road trip all the way.
Oh, you know what? The thing is, though, is that a road trip, I have an amazing husband who there is no road that can be left untraveled. So, I mean, we have like, let's just take this road, and 8 hours later, through people's farms, we've just gone. And recently, we started doing a climb up a 2,500, one of the biggest passes, and it's supposed to have a 4x4, and we just did it because we just did it. It was just a road trip. And so my husband, we've done some incredible road trips, but I love traveling. So road trip, air trip, traveling, being somewhere new, I'm there. I'm your girl. And me a ticket, and me some gas money, and I'm there. Ready. Travel is such a blessing and such a privilege. So I've been really, really lucky that I've got to travel quite a bit of the world, and I'm incredibly blessed to have done that. But Africa's special. So any of you want to come down to Africa, hit me up and I'll tell you exactly where to go. Well, Southern Africa at least. Africa's a big place, so Southern Africa.
I love that. Guys, if you are just joining us, I have the opportunity and the pleasure to hang out with the wonderful Joss Wood and the beautiful Zuri Day. Oh my goodness, guys. This is how to handle a heartbreaker and inconvenient attraction. And guys, it is their release day on today. And so, of course, they have to tell us, how can we get these amazing books? And Zuri, I will start with you. How can we get our hands on Inconvenient Attraction?
Well, I tell you, one lucky reader can get their own signed copy of this book right here by joining me on Facebook on my page this afternoon. Have a Zuri Day, where I will be doing a happy hour release party from 5 to 7 Central Standard Time. Otherwise, you can go to zuriday.com and find out more information. Inconvenient Attraction is available wherever books are sold, as you said, Angela, in ebook and print.
I love it. I love it. And Joss, how can they get their hands on a copy of How to Handle a Heartbreaker?
I think the easiest way is just go to josswoodbooks.com, and it's right there on the front page. Hit the link, and all the links are there, and you can just pick it up wherever your favorite retailer is. And yeah, it's print. Oh, I've lost my mind.
It's late there, Josh.
Wherever. Yeah. So
I love it.
just
Josh,
go down
you are good.
Joss
Y'all know I love me some Joss Wood, so it is okay. And so, Joss, also, guys, of course, you know, here at the cafe, we have some lovely giveaways sponsored by Joss Wood and Zuri Day. And I'm going to let Joss tell you a little bit about her giveaway that she is giving on today. We're ready when you are, Joss. Tell us about your amazing giveaway.
I'm so sorry that I live at the absolutely bottom of the world and I can't send print copies to anybody, but I will be gifting three ebook copies, art copies to your lovely peoples here.
Okay.
So enjoy.
So guys, y'all know how we do it here on Angela's Literary Cafe. Joss, I will go up and down the comment section. I will allow you to tell me when to stop, and we'll do that 3 times. Okay, so right. Joss, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm ready when you are, and I'm moving. So just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. All right. This is Dr. Velma Bagme. You won a copy. It's an ebook copy. So if you will inbox me your email address, I will get that over to Joss Wood, and we'll get you your copy. All right. I'm ready for the second one, Joss.
Stop.
Okay. Stop. Tiffany Jones, you are the winner of the second ebook. And one more, Joss.
Stop.
All right, Lynn Jackson, you are the winner of the other one. I think that was 3. Yes. So if you guys will
just say that if you,
okay.
Yeah, if you have actually bought it already, I'm very happy to give you one of my recent ebook copies. So you let me know if you have the copy already, because I know there's some Desire fans out there. So you let me know.
And so when you send me your email address, if you do have a copy, let me know. And when I send Joss your email address, I will let her know if you already have a copy and she needs to send you something else. Cool. So thank you so much. Congratulations to all of those. All right, Zuri, you are up next. Tell us about your lovely giveaway.
Well, we can do it either separately or as a 3-book prize. It is the first 3 books of my last series, Sin City Secrets series. It is Sin City Vows, Ready for the Rancher, and Sin City Seduction. This is about a family that lives in Nevada, in another fictitious town called Breedlove, a very, very small unincorporated town called Breedlove, and also set against the backdrop of the glitzy, glamorous Las Vegas.
All righty, there you have it, boys and girls. It is a series pack. I'm super duper excited about that because you get all 3 books, guys. All right, so Zuri, you let me know when to stop, and that person will be the winner of a print copy of 3 books in the Sin City Seduction series. That's a lot. Say it all together fast.
I know a lot of sinning going on.
Okay, I'm ready when you are, Zuri.
Stop.
Okay. That winner is Antoinette Gates. Antoinette, you are the winner of that series. If you will inbox me your mailing address, I will get that over to Zuri and she will get that mailed out to you guys. Oh my goodness, guys, the time go by so fast. I've had an amazing time hanging out with Joss and Zuri on today on their release day, boys and girls. And so, Joss, if you can tell us how they can stay connected with you and how they can follow you in the social media streets.
It's really easy. Just look for Joss Wood Book, that josswoodbooks.com or Joss Wood Books, wherever. And that's where I am. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, also Facebook Joss Wood 9 as well, which is where I get a bit naughtier. But carry on. You can find me wherever. And I'd love to connect with you. I love having new readers and learning all about you. And so come on by and say hi.
I love it. All right, Zuri Day, how can we stay connected with you? And also tell us again about your event that you're having a little bit later today as well.
Thank you so much. My event takes place in a few hours. It's a casual happy hour from 5 to 7 p.m. on my author page, my Facebook author page, facebook.com/have a Zuri day. Please come on over. There's going to be fun, games, surprises, all kind of good stuff. A lot of my author friends have joined in. I've got giveaways galore. So we need to have a lot of people come in because I have a lot of stuff to give away and a short time to do it. That's Have a Zuri Day. Facebook.com/have a Zuri Day. Other than that, I really encourage everyone to go over to zuriday.com and sign up for my newsletter. I'm really trying to build my center around my website to come out of social media more and to have a more direct and intimate connection and immediate connection with my readers through my newsletter and website, zuriday.com.
I love it. I love it.
What she said.
Yes.
I also have a website, also have a newsletter. Would love for you to sign up. So yeah, that would be great. We actually do. I know that sometimes our readers think that, oh, we're just saying it to sell books. But one of our biggest blessings is connecting with the readers. They are the reason why we do this job. So, we get a hang of a thrill every time we find a new reader and a new, meet a new friend. So we're actually quite lonely people in our little offices. So just hit us up.
I love it. And guys, as both Joss and Zuri has said, go to their website, sign up for both of their newsletters. I'm telling you, they are amazing. Authors' newsletters are amazing. Not only do they give you information about their books, but they also share about other authors' books. And sometimes they spill a little bit of tea about their family life and all that good stuff. So it's amazing to be a part and to receive the newsletters from authors outside of social media as well too. So guys, I'm super duper excited. Happy release day to both of you guys, Joss and Zuri. Oh my goodness, guys, it's been amazing. I'm super duper excited for both of you guys. Inconvenient Attraction and How to Handle a Heartbreaker. And guys, of course, as I always say here at the cafe, once you read both of these books, make sure you leave a review because I know that Joss will be appreciative as well as Zuri as well. And spread the word. Tell a friend that it's release day and about their books as well. So Joss, are there any last words that you would like to share?
Just that I also write for Harlequin Presents. I have a book coming out next month in January called The Rules of the Red Hot Reunion. And I've got a brand new series, Desire Series, which I'm so excited about starting in February. So it's a 4-book series. It's a DNA dynasty. It's all around the testing a DNA test. And I love it. It's so much fun. And Angela, I'd just like to say to you, thank you for your support of us and for reading and, your love of our books and supporting us. And and to everybody else, thank you. It's been lovely chatting to you, Zuri.
Yes, love you, Joss. Nice chatting with you.
So welcome,
I'll see you in London, girl.
Oh, I wish. Hopefully, we're going anywhere.
I miss it. It's been years since I've been in London, but the English countryside is just amazing. That's one of the things that I have so missed in the last 18 months is travel. Like you, Joss, I have been really blessed to travel to many countries all over the world. I love traveling. It's my passion outside of writing and cooking, where I'm a chef in my own mind. And I can't wait to get back to that passion of traveling.
Be lovely. I know. I'm the same.
Well, guys, that is our show. It's been an amazing time hanging out with Joss Wood and Zuri Day, guys. They took the time out of their schedule to celebrate their release day with us. So happy release day to both of you guys. Guys, as I always say here, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, guys, we'll see you at the cafe. Bye.